Love is the force that gives life its deepest meaning. It is the reason people wake up in the morning with excitement, the reason they endure hardship, and the reason they keep pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against them. Love is not just about relationships. It extends far beyond that. It is the love for a craft, the love for a dream, the love for impact, and the love for something greater than oneself. When people find what they love, they tap into an unlimited source of energy. Work no longer feels like work. Struggles become stepping stones, and challenges turn into opportunities. Love fuels passion, and passion creates purpose. Without love, life feels empty, directionless, and uninspired. People who live without passion often find themselves lost, simply going through the motions without truly experiencing the depth of life. But those who have discovered what they love wake up with fire in their hearts and determination in their souls. They are the ones who push boundaries, create breakthroughs, and leave lasting legacies. The greatest innovators, creators, and leaders of the world were driven by love. Steve Jobs loved technology and design so deeply that he dedicated his entire life to revolutionizing the way people interact with the world. His love for simplicity and innovation pushed him to create products that changed industries forever. He once said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." That statement holds true for every person who has ever achieved greatness. When love is at the center of one's actions, work no longer feels like an obligation. It becomes a mission, a calling, a source of fulfillment that extends beyond material success. Money, fame, and recognition may fade, but the fulfillment that comes from pursuing what one loves remains. Love fuels perseverance. It is easy to keep going when everything is smooth. But what happens when obstacles arise? When doors close? When failures knock on the door? Most people give up. They stop because they never loved what they were doing in the first place. But those who love what they do never stop. They may stumble, they may fall, but they always rise. Love is what gives them the strength to endure pain, to keep moving forward when logic tells them to quit. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. His love for innovation kept him going when most would have abandoned the journey. Walt Disney was rejected over 300 times before securing funding for his dreams, yet his love for storytelling and imagination never let him quit. Love makes people relentless, unstoppable, and unshakable in their pursuit of success. Love also creates impact. When people love what they do, they don't just work for themselves. They work to serve others, to bring value to the world, to leave something behind that will outlive them. The greatest musicians, writers, scientists, and visionaries were not just working for personal gain. Their love for their craft led them to create things that inspired generations. Martin Luther King Jr. was driven by a deep love for justice and equality. His love for humanity was so powerful that he was willing to risk everything for it. Mother Teresa's love for serving others made her dedicate her life to those in need, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire the world. Love pushes people beyond personal ambition and into the realm of true purpose. People often ask how they can find their purpose, how they can discover what they were meant to do. The answer is always the same. Follow what you love. Purpose is not something found in books or given by others. It is something discovered through passion. The things that excite, inspire, and move a person hold the key to their true calling. When people follow what they love, they naturally excel at it. They invest time in mastering it. They seek ways to improve. And they give their best because it doesn't feel like work. It feels like life itself. Athletes spend hours training, not because they have to, but because they love the game. Artists create masterpieces not for money, but because their souls demand it. Entrepreneurs build businesses not just for profit, but because they love solving problems. Without love, nothing truly great can be achieved. People may reach a certain level of success through discipline and hard work alone, but without love, that success feels empty. Many people reach the top only to realize they were climbing the wrong mountain. They pursued money, status, or approval, but in the end they felt unfulfilled. True success is not just about achievements. It is about doing what one loves and impacting the world in a meaningful way. Love makes the journey worthwhile, the struggles bearable, and the victories sweeter. It is the driving force behind every masterpiece, every breakthrough, and every revolution. When love is present, passion follows. When passion ignites, purpose is revealed. And when purpose is embraced, Greatness is inevitable. Loss is a certainty in life. No one walks through this world without experiencing moments of deep pain, disappointment, or failure. It comes in different forms: the loss of a loved one, the loss of an opportunity, the loss of a dream that once felt so real. It is in these moments that life feels the heaviest, where everything seems to slow down and the weight of emptiness takes over. People try to escape it, ignore it, or pretend it does not exist, but loss has a way of finding its place in every journey. It does not ask for permission, nor does it wait for the right time. It arrives unannounced, forcing people to face emotions they never wanted to confront. The pain is real, the struggle is real, and in those moments, it can feel like there is no way forward. But loss, as cruel as it seems, carries within it the seeds of transformation. It strips away illusions, tests the depths of strength, and reveals what truly matters. When everything is going well, it is easy to believe that life will always be smooth, that success will always be certain, and that happiness will never fade. But loss comes to challenge those illusions, reminding people that nothing is permanent. In that realization, there is pain, but there is also wisdom. It is in the moments of loss that people discover what they are truly made of. It forces them to dig deeper, to find strength they never knew they had, to rise above circumstances they never thought they could survive. There are those who allow loss to define them, who become prisoners of their past, living in the shadows of what once was. They carry the weight of their pain for years, refusing to let go, refusing to heal. But there are also those who take their pain and transform it into something greater. They do not let loss destroy them. They let it rebuild them. They take their heartbreak and turn it into wisdom, take their failures and turn them into lessons, take their suffering and turn it into resilience. The strongest people are not those who have never lost, but those who have faced loss and refused to be broken by it. Greatness is not born from comfort. It is forged in the fires of loss and adversity. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary has faced moments where they thought they had lost everything. The difference is that they did not stop. They took their losses and turned them into fuel. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job and told she was not fit for TV. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Each of them could have let loss define them. They could have believed that their setbacks were signs to quit. Instead, they used their losses as motivation to become even greater. They understood that loss was not the end, it was a beginning. Loss has a way of teaching lessons that success never could. It forces people to reflect, to question, to grow. It makes them appreciate what they once took for granted. It pushes them to work harder, to be more grateful, to love more deeply. Without loss, there is no true understanding of value. It is only in losing something that people truly understand its worth. The people who have experienced great loss often become the most compassionate, the most determined, the most unstoppable. They know what it means to fall, and because of that, they also know how to rise. The fear of loss often holds people back from taking risks, from following their dreams, from loving fully. They are so afraid of failing, of getting hurt, of losing something they cherish, that they choose to stay safe. But staying safe is not truly living. Life is meant to be experienced fully, with all its highs and lows. Avoiding loss means avoiding growth. It means settling for a life that is smaller than what is possible. The greatest achievements, the deepest loves, and the most meaningful experiences all come with the risk of loss. But that risk is worth it, because even when loss does come, it does not mean the journey is over. It simply means a new chapter is beginning. Loss feels like an ending. When something is taken away, when a door closes, when a dream shatters, it can seem as if life has reached a standstill. The pain of loss is undeniable, and in those moments, everything feels uncertain, as if the future has been stripped away. People hold on to what was, replaying memories, regretting decisions, wishing for another chance. The weight of what is gone can be overwhelming, making it difficult to see beyond the present moment. But no matter how final loss may seem, it is never truly the end. It is a turning point, a moment of transformation, an opportunity to begin again. Change is one of the hardest things to accept because it demands letting go. The mind clings to familiarity, to comfort, to what once felt safe and certain. But life is not meant to remain the same. It moves forward whether people are ready or not. Loss is not the end of the road. It is simply a shift in direction. What feels like an irreversible ending is often the beginning of something unexpected, something greater, something more aligned with what is truly meant to be. The loss of a job may lead to an even better opportunity. The loss of a relationship may open the door to deeper self-discovery. The loss of a dream may make space for a new passion to emerge. When one chapter closes, another begins, but that new chapter can only be written when the past is released. Resisting loss does not change it. Fighting against change only creates more suffering. The pain of loss is real, but within that pain is also a hidden gift. It forces people to grow, to adapt, to see life from a new perspective. It reveals strengths that were never noticed before, resilience that was buried beneath comfort. Some of the most powerful transformations happen in the aftermath of loss. It is in those moments of uncertainty that people dig deeper, that they discover who they truly are. Without loss, there would be no reinvention, no new beginnings, no evolution into something greater. History is filled with stories of people who thought they had lost everything, only to realize that their greatest breakthroughs came from their greatest setbacks. Steve Jobs being fired from Apple, the company he built, seemed like the ultimate failure, but looking back, he called it the best thing that ever happened to him. That loss gave him the freedom to innovate in new ways, eventually leading him back to Apple and creating some of the most groundbreaking products of all time. J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter became a worldwide phenomenon. Each failure, each loss, could have been a reason to quit, but instead they became stepping stones towards success. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is perspective. Some see loss as an end, others see it as a beginning. Healing from loss takes time, and the process is not always easy. The emotions are real, the pain is valid, and there is no shortcut to moving forward. But forward is the only direction to go. Life does not stop. It continues, offering new experiences, new connections, new opportunities. Holding on to what was only delays what can be. The past cannot be changed, but the future is still unwritten. Every loss carries a lesson, a message, a hidden path leading to something new. Those who embrace that truth find a way to rebuild, to reinvent, to come back even stronger. Strength is not measured by avoiding loss, but by how one rises after it. Those who understand that loss is not the end learn to move with life rather than against it. They find meaning in the pain, purpose in the change, and courage in the unknown. The ability to rise from loss is what separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. The most powerful transformations come not from holding on, but from letting go. Loss may feel like the end, but in reality it is the beginning of something greater waiting to unfold. Pain has a way of shaping people. It is an undeniable force, an experience that no one can escape. It arrives uninvited, testing limits, pushing boundaries and forcing growth in ways that comfort never could. Most people see pain as an enemy, something to be avoided, something to run from. But the truth is, pain has the power to transform. It can break a person or it can build them. The difference lies in how it is used. The most successful, the most resilient, the most unstoppable people are not the ones who have never suffered. They are the ones who took their pain and turned it into power. Failure, heartbreak, rejection, loss. Each of these brings pain, but they also bring an opportunity. They offer a choice. Some people allow pain to define them, to make them bitter, to trap them in a cycle of self-pity. They replay their failures, their disappointments, their losses, and convince themselves that they are victims of circumstance. But there are others who make a different choice. They take their pain and channel it into something meaningful. They turn their failures into lessons, their heartbreak into motivation, their losses into wisdom. Instead of being consumed by pain, they allow it to fuel them. The greatest achievers in history were shaped by their struggles. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have given up, but instead he used that failure as fuel. He trained harder, worked longer, and became one of the greatest athletes of all time. Oprah Winfrey was told she was not fit for television, but she refused to accept that as her truth. She turned rejection into resilience, failure into focus, and pain into power. These stories are not exceptions. They are proof that suffering is not what stops people. Giving up is. Pain has a purpose. It reveals weaknesses, exposes blind spots, and forces people to grow. Comfort may feel good, but it rarely leads to greatness. Struggle is where character is built, where resilience is forged, where people discover what they are truly capable of. The moments of deepest pain often lead to the moments of greatest breakthroughs. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without failure, there is no wisdom. Without pain, there is no growth. People who learn to use their pain become unstoppable. They do not run from it, they face it. They allow it to sharpen them, to refine them, to make them stronger. They do not waste time complaining about what went wrong. They focus on how they can use it to move forward. They understand that every setback is a setup for something greater. They refuse to let pain define them as victims. Instead, they let it shape them into warriors. The mind is the greatest weapon in this battle. Perspective determines everything. A person can see pain as a punishment or as preparation. They can see failure as proof they are not good enough, or they can see it as feedback on how to improve. They can see loss as the end, or they can see it as a new beginning. The way pain is interpreted determines what it will become. Those who embrace it, who learn from it, who use it, are the ones who rise above it. They do not wait for circumstances to change. They change themselves. Pain does not last forever. It feels overwhelming in the moment, but it passes. The wounds heal, the struggles fade, and what remains is the strength built through enduring it. The key is to not let the pain be wasted, to not let it be an excuse to stop, but a reason to keep going, to take every hardship and turn it into a stepping stone, to let every disappointment fuel the fire, to use pain as a tool, as a weapon, as a source of power. Those who master this mindset become unshakable. No failure can break them, no rejection can stop them, no loss can hold them back. They do not just survive pain, they thrive because of it. They take what was meant to destroy them and use it to build something greater. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. The ones who choose to turn pain into power are the ones who rise to the top. Resilience is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. It is not talent, intelligence, or luck that determines success. It is the ability to keep going when everything falls apart. Life will test every person who dares to chase something bigger. It will throw obstacles in the way, shut doors that once seemed open, and challenge every ounce of strength. Most people stop when they face resistance. They convince themselves that the struggle is a sign to quit, that failure is proof they are not meant for greatness. But those who understand the power of resilience see things differently. They know that every setback is temporary, every failure is a lesson, and every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. The path to success is never a straight line. It is filled with ups and downs, detours and delays, heartbreak and hardship. Those who achieve greatness are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to stay down when they do. They rise after every fall, learn from every mistake, and keep moving forward no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It is about embracing it, using it, and allowing it to shape a stronger version of oneself. Every great story is built on resilience. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Most people would have given up, but he saw failure as part of the process. He did not let mistakes discourage him, he let them teach him. He understood that resilience is not about being perfect, but about being persistent. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school multiple times. J.K. Rowling was turned down by dozens of publishers. If any of them had given up, the world would have never seen their brilliance. They did not succeed because they never failed. They succeeded because they never let failure define them. Resilience is built in the moments when quitting feels like the easiest option. It is developed in the darkest hours, when everything seems hopeless, when every attempt seems to end in failure. Those moments are where true strength is formed. People who rise above adversity do not do so because they are fearless. They do so because they refuse to let fear stop them. They face rejection, pain, and disappointment, but they do not let it break them. They take every loss and turn it into motivation. They see obstacles not as reasons to stop, but as challenges to overcome. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not in the absence of struggle, but in the ability to endure it. Life does not promise fairness, ease, or certainty. It promises challenges, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties. But it also promises growth, transformation, and breakthroughs for those who keep pushing forward. Every failure carries a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to rebuild stronger. Every rejection is a redirection towards something better. Those who understand this truth do not crumble when things go wrong. They adapt, they learn, they rise. The most powerful mindset a person can develop is one of resilience. The ability to keep going when nothing makes sense, to believe in the vision even when there is no evidence of progress, to push forward even when the world says to stop. Those who master resilience become unstoppable. No failure can break them, no rejection can define them, no setback can hold them back. They understand that success is not about avoiding hardship, it is about outlasting it. Those who refuse to quit are the ones who eventually win. Resilience is not just about surviving adversity, it is about thriving because of it. It is about turning pain into power, obstacles into opportunities, and struggles into strength. The journey is never easy, but for those who persist, it is always worth it. Life is a balance of love and loss, triumph and failure, joy and suffering. No one walks through this world without experiencing both. They are inseparable, two sides of the same coin, shaping the journey in ways that cannot always be understood in the moment. Love gives life meaning, passion, and purpose. It fuels dreams, strengthens relationships, and creates moments of pure fulfillment. But with love comes the risk of loss. The things that are cherished most deeply, the dreams that are pursued with the greatest intensity, and the people who mean the most will inevitably bring pain at some point. Some people allow the fear of loss to hold them back. They are afraid to chase their dreams because they might fail. They hesitate to love fully because they might get hurt. They avoid risk, seeking comfort in a life that is safe but unfulfilled. But to truly live, both love and loss must be embraced. There is no greatness without love, and there is no growth without loss. The most successful, the most fulfilled, the most impactful people in history were not those who avoided pain, but those who accepted it as part of the process. They allowed themselves to love deeply, to pursue their passions fearlessly, to give everything they had, even knowing that loss was inevitable. They understood that every loss carries a lesson, and every heartbreak is an opportunity to grow stronger. Some of the most beautiful creations, the most inspiring works of art, the most powerful movements have been born from pain. Loss can break a person, but it can also rebuild them into something greater. The choice lies in how it is used. Those who embrace both love and loss understand that nothing in life is permanent. Success fades, relationships change, dreams evolve. Holding on too tightly to what was only creates suffering. But those who are willing to let go, to adapt, to keep moving forward despite the pain, are the ones who discover their true strength. They do not let loss define them. They let it refine them. They take the lessons learned from heartbreak, failure, and disappointment and use them to build something even greater. They do not allow themselves to be trapped in the past. They focus on what is still possible. Some people spend their lives running from loss, trying to protect themselves from pain, believing that avoiding risk will keep them safe. But playing it safe is not living, it is existing. True fulfillment comes from giving everything, from pouring one's heart into something bigger than oneself, from loving without hesitation, from chasing dreams without fear. There will be losses along the way. There will be moments of heartbreak, rejection, failure, and pain. But those who understand that loss is not the end never stop moving forward. They know that every ending is a beginning in disguise. Embracing both love and loss means understanding that they are part of the same journey. Without loss, love would not be as meaningful. Without love, loss would not teach the lessons it is meant to teach. The people who achieve the most, who leave behind legacies, who inspire generations, are those who lived fully, who risked everything, who were not afraid to fail, to hurt, to lose, because they knew that the only true loss is a life not fully lived. They refused to let pain make them bitter. Instead, they used it to become wiser, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever before.